Prosperity and abundance to everyone tuning in. I am Mrs.Melanin, and it is an honor and a pleasure to be back with you all. So I realize it's way easier for me to go live, let it upload, and leave it there. So we'll be doing a lot of that. Today's topic is 3 signs of a, I feel like I put a tooth in, three signs of a spiritual awakening. And before we jump into that, I want to direct you to melaninreigns.com, where you can find the Awaken Feminine ebook and the Awaken Masculine ebook. If you are looking for just resonance, more understanding of the journey, some of the most important aspects of it, and how to keep yourself protected, then you definitely want to check out the Awaken Feminine ebook at melaninreigns.com or the Awaken Masculine ebook. You can get both also. So 3 signs of a spiritual awakening. I want to start with the first one that really comes to my mind, and that is what we will call the dark night of the soul. I'm not sure if there's like a biblical term for this, or I can't think of a biblical term for it right now. For those of you who are Bible scholars and things of that nature, if I think of it, I'll come back with it. But the dark night of the soul is really it's an occurrence right before your spiritual journey a lot of times, and it happens during your spiritual journey. But sometimes there can be I don't want to say tragic event, but a very life-changing event that can take place that can really spark your awakening. It's almost like a trigger point, and you start to analyze things and look at a lot of things differently. This can be a long period of time where you're maybe in a season of stillness, a season of isolation in a sense, or maybe you've lost a loved one, or maybe you've dealt with a narcissist or a sociopath, or a being that has high demonic rank can also initiate a spiritual awakening. Also, life changes like leaving grade school and then going off to like college, or just going off into the world where like you're away from groupthink and things of that nature. And what the dark night of the soul really does for you, it plunges you into an aspect of yourself that is like, it needs healing. There's a lot of darkness there. There's a lot of transformative things waiting to be put in the proper place. So the dark night of the soul can be very, very, and most times it is, very intense, very life-changing, a lot of crying, a lot of shedding, a lot of really, like, it really takes you to like a breaking point where you change. And so the dark night of the soul is one of the most prominent signs of a spiritual awakening. The second one I want to talk about is signs and synchronicities. Now, most people talk about like angel numbers and things like that, but I'm not even going to talk about that. I know people have their different perspective on the numbers. However, what I want to talk about is you will start to see things move differently. When you embark upon your spiritual journey, everything will start to speak to you. You will start to see God in everything. So you will have these rare occurrences where, for example, on my spiritual journey, I remember being on the bus on my way to college at the time, and there was a piece of paper that was at the front of the bus, and it had something on. I can't remember what was on the paper, but it was so aligned with what I was reading and what I was learning. The paper blew, it like blew all the way from the front of the bus back to me. I watched it. And other stuff like, maybe you'll have different people repeating the same phrase, or you'll hear about something and then later the information will come to you and you'll learn more about it. So the second sign is signs and synchronicities. And so this will even take place within people. You align with people who are like-minded or like-spirited. I always say you want to go with the like-spirited people, not just like-minded people, because anybody can intellectualize spirituality. So you definitely want to make sure that you're really choosing the ones that are like-spirited. But synchronicities exist even within the people you will meet, the places you will go. A lot of things will come full circle. And the third one, which I really wanted to be the second one at first, but nature. You'll learn how one we are with nature. One of the biggest things that I did in the beginning of my spiritual journey was I just opened my palm and I looked at the leaf, and it was like, this shouldn't be as big of a revelation as it is, but just by looking at my palm and then looking at how the leaf is designed, the leaf, when you take a leaf from a tree, it looks similar to your palm, right? And so my natural afro, even starting to see my natural afro in the trees and in the bushes and things like that, that's another huge sign of a spiritual awakening. Seeing your oneness with nature, seeing your oneness with all the other creations around you. And then you'll also have this period of time where you're heavily being drawn to sit in nature, to sit in the sun, to eat in a more holistic fashion, to do things that are in accordance with the earth and respecting, the Most High's creation. That's the third sign. So the first one, dark night of the soul. The second one, signs and synchronicities. The third, you'll realize this oneness with nature and truly be drawn back to nature. And you'll start to see your whole sense of self and being transition into something more beautiful, more aware, more conscious, more in tune, more intuitive. And so I don't want to take out any more of your time. Again, if you are on your spiritual journey and you're looking to learn more or just feel some type of vibrational resonance, you can go to melaninreigns.com, the Awaken Feminine ebook, or you can get the Awaken Masculine ebook, or you can get both. They will both serve both parties. So if you're a woman and you want to get the Awaken Masculine, it will all perfectly flow. It's a great bit of information beyond just like the basic intellectualized spirituality, but really telling you how, like, once you're on this path, really pay attention to how you're navigating, who you're dealing with, who you're calling your friends, who you're choosing as your partner, who you're being intimate with. And I really like to highlight that because a lot of times a spiritual journey is associated with just a free-for-all. Like, you can just do whatever you want and the world is yours. And this is where honoring the Most High really comes into play, because there is spiritual discipline that is essential, and most especially when you are chosen, you don't want to play about it, because if you get in the path of any of those beings who have that high rank in the demonic, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. They're coming for your purpose. They're trying to throw you. It's gonna throw you into what people refer to as the matrix. It's going to throw you into alignment with things that you really want to steer clear of. So I'm Mrs.Melanin Reigns. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be back with you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a comment, drop a like, and I will be back with another video.